Hello, boys and girls. Today, we're going to be reviewing Kraven the Hunter.
That funny was so moving.
Well, honestly, I watched it about a week ago. And you may have just watched my review for Red 1. I watched it the same day I watched Red 1 and Interstellar, and then I watched Kraven the Hunter as the very last one. And yeah, it wasn't that memorable, I guess, because I just had to watch a Jeremy Johns review for it to even remember half of the shit that happened in that movie. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I guess it just didn't stand out to me as much as Red One did. I was a big fan of Kraven in the animated Spider-Man series when I started watching it for the first time. And I've always been a fan of Kraven in the games and all the Spider-Man games. I still haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet, though. That's the one Spider-Man game I haven't played. I played the first one and I played Miles Morales, but I don't have a PS5, so I can't play Spider-Man 2. Anywho, yeah, I think it's stupid to lock games behind certain consoles, and I like that they've finally released some of the PlayStation games over on PC. But with that being said, my gaming laptop, I don't know. I think it's like 7 years old at this point. I don't think it would be able to run Spider-Man 2 if I bought it. Back to Kraven the Hunter. Yeah, I haven't played Spider-Man 2, so I don't know what Kraven the Hunter is like in that game. But I do know what he's like in the other games and in the animated series. And I liked Aaron Taylor Johnson as Kraven. I just didn't like him in this movie. I honestly, I've heard this a few times in other reviews. I feel like Russell Crowe, who played the dad, what was his name? Sergey was Kraven's name. I can't think of it now. Anyway, Russell Crowe's character. I feel like Russell Crowe was playing a Kraven archetype that could have worked against Tobey Maguire 20 years ago. If they had made Kraven the Hunter fight against Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 20 years ago, I feel like Russell Crowe would have been perfect for that role. My favorite iteration of Kraven, still to this day, like it blew me away when I started listening to the podcast, and to this day, it's still my favorite iteration of Kraven, and that's in the Marvel's Wastelanders podcast. He's in the very first season as well. He's in the Star-Lord season. I think season 1 is Star-Lord. I think season 2 is Hawkeye. 3 is Black Widow, and then I think it's Wolverine, and then it all wraps up and ends in the Doom season. But I've only gotten the Black Widow. That's as far as I've gotten on that podcast. But I need to go back and rewatch them. But yeah, Kraven the Hunter. Oh, he's terrifying in that podcast. And of course, it's just an audio podcast, so like all the visuals are just coming from my own mind. Just laying there, listen to the podcast when I'm in bed. But yeah, Craven. Mm. If they could bring Marvel's Wastelanders to the movies eventually, where it's just like a huge wasteland taken over by all the different Marvel villains like Kraven and Doom and well now I'm blanking on the name, but I think Zemo. I think Baron Zemo was part of the podcast as well at one point. Yeah, but if you haven't listened to the Marvel's Wastelanders podcast, I definitely recommend that. If you like Kraven or like Star Lord and Rocket, I definitely recommend listening to the Star Lord season. Um, yeah, it's perfect. It's so good, so good. But about this movie, yeah, I I don't know. It's kind of strange. Like the first 8 minutes, I thought it was going to be really, really good. Which, the action and the violence was uh was really good at some time, like at some moments. Uh, the violence was deserved at other moments, Uh, but the CGI was a little whack. The the way the rhino looked, I just I don't know, it looked weird. Which I wasn't a big fan of the way Rhino looked in Amazing Spider-Man 2 either. Just every portrayal of Rhino so far has just been trash. Uh, but the character who played or the actor who played Rhino, like I didn't mind him. I just didn't like the way Rhino looked. Uh, and then there was another character who I can't even. I think he's named like the Foreigner or something like that. Don't even know who that character is. Like I don't read the comics. I just watch the movies and the shows and play the games. I've never read the comics. I do have some comics though. Where yeah, I do have some Spider-Man comics actually. I have oh well, there's Captain America. Yeah, I don't know if you can see these, but I have Spider-Man and Deadpool, and another Spider-Man and Deadpool, and one more Spider-Man and Deadpool. And these are old men Spider-Man and Deadpool, or yeah, most of them are. Yeah, there's. I still haven't opened them and read them yet, but those are the only comics, Marvel comics I have besides this Captain America one. But yeah, I don't I don't read comics. I should get Marvel Unlimited and start reading comics, but I just don't have time for that shit right now. But yeah, I didn't mind the violence and stuff in the movie. I just didn't like the portrayal of some of the characters, like the Foreigner. I have no idea who that guy is. Um, the woman who's supposedly like Craven's love interest. Uh, I don't really know anything about her either. I didn't really mind the actress. I thought the actress did a pretty good job with the character. I just don't know the character much. Oh, and then the chameleon. I do know about the chameleon, Craven's brother or step brother in the comics. I think uh, that whole movie there was just no need for that reveal at the end. Like they teased the chameleon the entire fucking movie. People like he was always changing his voices and like acting like other people. At one point, he well there at the end when they finally revealed him, that he just turned around and he had Aaron Taylor Johnson's head on him, like he had his whole look, which was strange. It was just so strange. He They did not need that, but the comic accurate like white mask, whatever it is, the chameleon mask. That stuff looked sick. I just the way they revealed him by copying Aaron Taylor Johnson's face, that was just not needed at all. They were teasing Chameleon the entire time. We didn't really need the Chameleon reveal, and for him to just find the doctor that the Rhino used by listening, like overhearing him. How do you think he went about finding the doctor? Like, I don't think he said his name or anything. So how do you even find the doctor? I don't know. There's a bunch of plot holes in that movie. But luckily, luckily we do not have to deal with Sony's bullshit anymore. They've finally realized that none of us asked for the anti-hero movies. None of us asked for that shit. Now I don't mind Venom, the first Venom, and the Last Dance. I actually really enjoyed the Last Dance. Craven or not Craven, Carnage. Carnage was all right. Anyway, I thought Carnage was a decent movie, but yeah, I didn't really enjoy Morbius or Madam Web. Craven was all right. I enjoyed the action parts of it. Just didn't really enjoy the story of it. The story, there was just no real structure or timeline to it. It was just all over the place, all over the place. But yeah, it was it was decent. I mean, I I liked watching the action in IMAX. Just there's no real story to it, and I've been begging Sony for 5 years almost to just give the rights back to Marvel. Marvel would be so much better at making these Spider-Man movies. They actually care about what the fans say. I think. I feel like Kevin Feige actually takes the time and really invest his time in these movies and what people think about these movies. Sony, on the other hand, the only good things they have done is Into the Spider Verse and Across the Spider Verse. Their animation department, outstanding. Everything else, mm. No, they did make my favorite movie of all time, Zombieland. I can't diss on that. I can't diss them for Zombieland, but it's not like they wrote the story to Zombieland or anything. Uh, this Zombieland probably just had a script and they went around to several different production companies, and then Sony was the one that just bought it. I'm sure that's how that went. But Sony has been behind all of these fucking horrible ass anti anti-hero Spider-Man villain movies. I don't even know what to label them as. They've all just been awful. I'm I'm glad that they're finally considering giving the rights back to Marvel, and I hope they fucking listen. I hope they listen this time, because I've been complaining and I've been begging them to do it for the past like 5 or 6 years on Twitter. I mean, if you enjoy action, yeah, I recommend going to watch it in the theaters or in IMAX. But if if you were expecting there to be a decent story or a decent origin of Kraven, mm, not really, not really, not really the movie for you. I just wait and watch it on streaming services or watch it when it comes out on DVD or something. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even waste your money on DVD. Uh, just wait till Sony finally makes the right decision and give the rights to Marvel, and then later down, like 10 years or so, maybe we'll get a decent Spider-Man universe. Maybe it'll be with Tom Holland. Maybe it'll be with a different actor. Maybe it'll be with Miles Morales. You know, maybe we'll get Miles Morales in the MCU. But Kraven just wasn't that good. I feel like uh, I feel like Russell Crowe could have been a lot better in like Spider-Man 4 against Tobey Maguire 20 years ago, or Aaron Taylor Johnson would have been a perfect Kraven the Hunter under any other circumstance. But when he's working with Sony, Sony just doesn't care. I think I'm gonna go play some more Indiana Jones. I really love Indiana Jones. I've been playing the Great Circle lately, so look out for those gameplay videos. Or if you want my unedited versions of those gameplays, make sure to join the Patreon. Uh, I'll be publishing that pretty soon, and I'm just waiting till I build up a bunch of content for it. But I'll be publishing that pretty soon. So if you want to support me over on Patreon and get all my unedited versions of any of these like watch alongs or gameplay videos or like behind the scenes stuff, maybe I'll even post unedited versions of this shit. Even though I've had to take like 4 videos because my camera roll keeps getting filled. Anyway, yeah, you can just join my Patreon and get more exclusive content over there. Or, yeah, you can just take a look at my website, findawg.com, findawg.com. Or you can just like my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Any of it, I'm very grateful and I appreciate you guys for. So, yeah, have a great day.